Hello students, in this video we'll discuss about the disorders of respiratory system. Disorders of respiratory system. So disorders means diseases or the defects of this one. So either it may be caused by different things. So let us see the examples of disorders of respiratory system. First one, asthma. So this asthma is a disorder of respiratory system. The person who is suffering from asthma were showing difficulty in breathing, especially the exhalation is called asthma. Difficulty in breathing, in simple words we can say difficulty in breathing is called asthma. Difficulty in breathing is called asthma, but the asthma is a chronic inflammatory disorder. It's a chronic inflammatory disorder. It's a chronic inflammatory disorder. Chronic means severe here. So here it causes actually the contraction of smooth muscles, of bronchi and bronchioles, right? So this is what the condition we call it as the asthma, and due to this, so the excess production of mucus is also takes place. The production of mucus, more mucus than normal. So this condition is said to be asthma, that is the disorder. And when you observe the causes for the asthma, so mainly the analyzed causes are allergic reactions. So usually due to allergic reactions, the allergens, we can say allergens the causing asthma. These allergens includes mainly dust mites, and so pollen. You can take pollen that's produced by the huge plants. So usually you can take the parthenium. So such pollens may cause the asthma also. And so even animal fur, feathers, and even fungal spores, tobacco smoke, fungal spores, tobacco, the tobacco spores, tobacco smoke, so tobacco smoking. So these are all the causes we may observe. Even we may also observe that the some causative agents may not be known in some cases, right? And even the emotional stress may also cause, and the exact cause may not be identified in some cases, right? So this is what the asthma is, one of the disorder, right? And next, the second one, emphysema. Yes, this is emphysema, the one more disorder. Under continuous stress of cells of alveoli secretes an enzyme that destroy the elastic wall of alveoli, leading to the loss of elasticity. So due to this, the alveoli become permanently expanded. So that means alveolar wall are damaged. The condition is known as alveolar walls are alveolar walls are damaged due to the respiratory surface is decreased. So actually the alveolar wall is damaged, so that condition, or they are permanently expanded. So permanently expanded alveolar wall alveoli are permanently expanded and lose their elasticity. Permanently expanded and lose their elasticity. So this is the condition, we call it as emphysema. So this is due to the smoking. The actually this leads to a decreased surface area, and the major cause for this one is smoking. Cause is smoking, right? Smoking tobacco, things like cigarettes. So what we call cigarette is one of the cause, and BDs, etc. Okay, so continuous smoking may cause the emphysema. So it will lose the respiratory surface and the lung disorder. Yes, and some other the related disorders, so we called occupational respiratory diseases. Yes, the occupational respiratory disorders, so it is due to environmental hazards. So actually what we call the occupational means a large number of lung diseases is due to occupational or environmental hazards. That means what happens here, when we inhaled in the polluted area, which kind of particles are entering into our body depends on that the kind of disease the respiratory disorders may cause. That is called the occupational uh, lung disorders. Means cement factories, the person is working in a cement factory, or any other asbestos or metal or coal factories, like that's what the occupational disorders, which kind of dust is entering along with the inhalation, right? So the lungs are affected by inhaled particles such as metals. So they may be metal particles, coal and silica, asbestos. So we call it as asbestos. So we referred it as the asbestos. So this is what these can be accumulate in the respiratory zone. So when these type of particles accumulated, so for long time accumulate in respiratory zone, means in the respiratory system, so especially up to alveoli, so they may be produced, and that cause the is a disorder. Then in general we can say it is the pneumoconiosis. So based on the exact type of which metal or which either coal, silica, based on this, so the pneumococcus may be classified. So pneumoconiosis, so it's not by any other infection, it's by the particles which I have mentioned here, metals, coal, silica, asbestos. So these are the things which are there in the asbestos. So it is asbestos, we can write. These are the things which are there in the environment or the polluted area, so that when we inhaled, the particular disorder may be observed. So that is silicosis, one of the thing. Silicosis, I will take some examples here. Silicosis. So this is silicosis is the one of the pneumoconiosis. So it's a type of pneumoconiosis. Silicosis is due to inhalation of silica dust. Silica dust. Yes. Next, when we breathe continuously, asbestosis, so that is called asbestosis. Yes, so it's due to asbestos. The person who is inhaling the asbestos, so continuously in the factories, so that person is suffering from in the one of the what you call that pneumoconiosis, that is called asbestosis, right? So even fibrosis, so this may leads to the fibrosis. Fibrosis means here the lung tissue become thick and inflexible, so that condition is called fibrosis. Silicosis, asbestosis, so these are the what you called the lung disorders, or due to occupational respiratory disorders, we can say. Occupation, due to occupation it is. Even one more example you can take, coal. So when the person is working in the coal place, so that is coal. So here, so that cause the disorder is known as anthracosis, right? Anthracosis. So the person is working with the coal and carbon particles, especially coal means here the carbon. So the area is working in the area, that area or the environment containing the carbon dust, the coal dust or carbon particles, right? So when coal or carbon, when is inhaling, this type of disease we may observe, that is anthracosis, right? So these are the diseases we may observe. So even some other infectious agents like pneumonia, means the pneumonia is also lung diseases which is infected by the either virus or the bacteria, right? So even such diseases also we may observe. These are the actually infectious agents. So especially even today what we are facing the pandemic disorder, so that is viral, that also causes the disease, that is the respiratory disease only. So that is the COVID-19. The persons are suffering from COVID-19 or by due to infections. The persons who are already suffering from these disorders, they are more infected to this kind of viruses, right? So and do yoga and pranayama to escape from these diseases. So thank you, students.